like it is. Welcome. And on today's video, we are always answering some questions. And I can only answer questions if you ask them. So thank you very much for those of you who have asked the questions. How do you ask questions? In the comments, let me know. And today's question is going to add some great value to the one who has answered the question, but also to you. Thanks for watching. And the question here that we've got today, it says, can a trust own a property and allow a company to operate a business for renting out the same property to earn profit? Does the law allow for it? That's the first question. Now, obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I reached out to a lawyer so that we can answer the question. Further on, it says, or must the owner of the assets be the one doing the business? Very straightforward question. I can ask this question in so many ways. If I own a property in my personal name, can I also give it to a company and the company can earn the rent so that it can earn profits? That's kind of like the same thing that they're asking here, right? But let's find out. I'm not the attorney. Pateka, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and how are you?
Amazing stuff. So the first question that we want to dive into here, Pateka, is where the individual owns a property in a trust, and within this trust, they also own a business, and now they're saying they want to rent out the same property in the business, and they're saying, is this allowed by law? So what does the law say around this?
Okay, so I think there are two ownerships, if I understand the question correctly here, is that the asset is owned by a trust or the asset is owned by a company.
The asset is owned by a trust in this case.
Okay.
Yeah, and now they want to rent it out.
They want to rent it out.
The rent must not come to the trust.
It must come to the company.
There you go.
All right. Thank you so much.
I don't know why they want to do that. It doesn't make sense to me, but
it really doesn't. There must be. I think it goes back to the previous video that we had, where we're saying that can your children earn a salary through your company?
Right.
The answer was yes, but they need to earn it through a certain association with the company. Either they are contracting with the company or whatever it is there, or whoever they are in the company. So same applies to this question here, because if you are having an entity owning an asset, so therefore in order for you to get the income of that asset, you can't get it through another entity that is not the owner of that asset. So now it goes back to the structuring that we were talking about in the previous video, where we were saying that there is a company, you buy a property or you transfer your property to this company, and then this company is owned by a trust. Then therefore, if the shareholder of this company is a trust, then it means that then the company will still operate and to be able to have the income paid into the company's bank account for this specific asset. Remember, we have moved ownership of this asset into this trust, but the income is not received by the trust, it's received by the company. But you can't have an asset owned by a trust and then you have the income earned by or paid into the companies, which is not associated with the trust.
I'd like to ask, I'd like to rephrase this question that they've asked. And it's great that you're here at the TJ Tribe. You know, we can think on your behalf, you know, you give us the questions so that we can give you more meat. I think what they're asking here, Pateka, is, or what the question should have been, can I receive income in my trust? Because why would they want to own a property in a trust and then receive the income elsewhere?
Different entity.
Whereas in the trust, you can run a business in a trust.
Yeah.
It's allowed, right?
Yes.
I have seen many a trust that operate as a business also.
Yeah.
So should we not maybe give them the permission?
Yes, no, definitely.
To run their business in the trust?
Definitely, it's allowed, because remember, a trust is an entity on its own.
Right.
And in one of the requirements of setting up a trust is to open a bank account.
Right.
So meaning, if the asset is owned by a trust, meaning that it's registered under the name of the trust, then the trust has a bank account. Yes, you can receive income in that bank account. Remember again, in our previous video we mentioned conduit principle. So it also works because I know a lot of people are afraid of receiving income in the trust bank account because they are worried that that income is going to be taxed at that high a percentage, which is I think is 45% currently, if I'm not mistaken. So in having that sort of, I would say, structure where you know that your assets are owned by the trust and then you are receiving your income through the trust bank account. So you can use the conduit principle by removing the burden, the tax burden from the trust and distribute it within your beneficiaries. And then get it taxed in the hands of those beneficiaries rather than to have it taxed in the hands of the trust.
Amazing stuff. I think, my friend, you have caught on there to what Pateka is just giving as a guidance. So your question is, if you are to own this property in your trust, can you rent it out there? The answer is no. You can't do that, right? Can you rent the same property from your business into the company, trust to company? Yes, you can rent it out. And then can you then sublet it? Yes, you can do that. Right. So now I'm causing confusion here, but I'm hoping that it is clear. However, we are also saying, why would you want to create that administration? It's layers of administration. Why don't you just rent out and receive the income in the trust if the property is registered in the trust? If you're in property investment, at some point or the other, you have had to evict someone. And I know, my friends, it is a painful exercise. But I'm here to tell you that for the last couple of years, I've been using a company that is called Xpello. Xpello, basically what they do is that you pay them a monthly fee. And over and above that, whenever you get a delinquent tenant, they will come and evict that individual free of charge, because obviously you've been paying, right? And over and above that, you don't have to do anything. But guess what? I have managed to organize a good price for you. And the link here that you're seeing, which is called xpello.link./TJ Tribe, gets you a great discount from Xpello. So my friends, don't be caught with your pants down on your tenant. Just Xpello them with Xpello. It is TJ. Let's go back to the video. Or why are you not registering the property in the company and just receive the income in the company? It makes life easier. My friends, as your business grows, I want to stress out, you need to remove complexity in your business. Simple does it. Because now if we're to talk about, let's just assume, let's close our eyes a little bit and think. You're not closing your eyes. I said let's close our eyes a little bit. Let's close our eyes a little bit. Today you're with one property. And let's assume 5 years from now, you have 100 tenants. Now these 100 tenants, their money is coming, the properties are owned in the trust, and you have this money coming into the business. You have an accountant doing the transactions and the accounting of the business. They need to double do that in the trust. Can you already see that the complications? Why were you not closing your eyes? We're imagining here, right? I am doing this so that you can see that today you may be thinking small based on where you are. But as your business grows, these complexities could become very expensive. But we got your back. We've given you the answers. Hopefully you can implement it. It is your boy TJ. It's great hanging out with you. If you've got any questions, follow-up questions, let us know in the comments. We will be able to reach out to anybody who's able to give us the guidance here. It is your boy TJ. We'll check you out on the next video. Boom, boom.